apologize, ladies. It's my first time streaming to Facebook.
No worries. It's a great opportunity to learn, right?
I thought it was just click the button and poof.
All right, you are live now.
Perfect. All right. Now I can click record again. Hey, we're up and running again. Welcome, everybody. Hope that you're having an amazing day. Denise and I are here with you today to answer some of your questions. All right, Denise,
Hello,
shall we just dive in?
Yeah, you want me to ask the first question?
Go for it.
Okay, so the question is, I have a friend who is in AA. They start off each session with an I am statement. Because of my level of awareness, I know the importance of I am. How can I convey this to my friend without derailing them from their own healing journey?
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I saw this question come up, I had to ponder on its answer for a bit, because I believe that there's a place for all of these programs, right? And it's a matter of doing what you're comfortable with and what will get you what you're searching for at the time. So as for like this scenario here, I would say that you don't want to discourage the person from using the strategies and tips that have helped them so far, because that's not what we want to do. So I love that this person has put in this question, like they don't want to derail them, right? We don't want to do that. So you don't want to discourage them from using the strategies that have helped. And I don't know all the details of the AA program. But if they're using the I am statement to reprogram their minds to not need or want whatever they're cutting out, right? I think it could be causing a trigger. And the reason I say this is because when we read in the Atomic Habits about a smoker who quit, or who has quit or is working on quitting, if they're using the phrase, I am quitting smoking, the trigger is still there, right? They're still identifying as that smoker who is now quitting. And I think the same would apply with AA. But again, I'm not claiming that I'm an expert in this, because I don't understand the AA program. But I think it's important to plant those seeds of what we know the I am statement to be, right? So we know the I am statement as being a statement of being the person we want to be, right? And using the positive side of it, and using certain words to trigger the good and trigger what we want to be. So it's a matter of having that discussion in an open and honest way, and encouraging that person to do what they feel is right for what they're looking for. So it's kind of a long-winded answer, but we don't want to discourage, and we don't want to force, and we don't want to derail, right? But our level of awareness on the I am statement may be a little different. So it's all about planting those seeds and having that open conversation, and seeing if they're open to trying a different I am statement, and allowing them to explore the different options, and then choosing what is right for them. So I don't know, Denise, if you had any input on that.
Wow, Mel, yeah, I'm not familiar with any of that either, but I think the way that what you've discussed is a good approach, just planting seeds in any way where we can plant seeds of positivity. Each person's going to absorb it differently, right? And yeah, I
And
think just
depending
being
on,
compassionate with the person too, right? Like,
yeah,
you know, like we have to be there to listen, and each person, like I said, they're going to deal with things differently. They're going to,
mhm.
some people will be open to like, yes, I want to learn some other tools that can help me, right?
And it all depends on it, like where they're at in their journey as well, right? We don't want to
It's true.
overwhelm them. We don't want to um, confuse them by throwing too many
Mhm.
strategies at them, right? So
Exactly.
I definitely think there's a place for all of these programs and tools and resources. But again, it's almost treading carefully, but with the best intentions, right?
Mhm.
We want to
Yes.
bring it up. We want to plant those seeds. And when we come from that place of just pure love and compassion, like you said, that's
Mhm.
where we're going to get the best results. And if you're on live with us or on Facebook, feel free to either unmute or add in your level of awareness and knowledge to the question as well.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Mel, for opening that up.
yeah,
Yes.
if you don't mind, I have,
No.
I'd like to add some value to this as well. And I love what you guys are saying about coming from a place of love, because if somebody is in that program, in any addiction rehab program, they need support. They need that support, and understanding that they're coming from their level of awareness, right? And for them to say, I am an addict, I am an alcoholic, they have to start where they are. And at that moment, they are that, right? They are that in their mind, that's what they are. And for them to actually realize that and state it out loud in an environment of like-minded people who are all there on the same journey. It just because it doesn't sit well with our level of awareness, right? Because we know that those two words, I am, are extremely important, and anything that comes after that really sits in the subconscious mind. Understanding that they need to move from that level to a different level. I hope that helps.
It does. And that's why, I said, like, we can plant the seeds of what we know the I am statement to be, but we don't want to derail, we don't want to discourage them from using the tools that they're starting off with, because it does depend on their journey and where they're at. And I love that you mentioned that, Michelle, because somebody who's just starting that journey and somebody who's, a year or two in will have a different response to what we're sharing now, right? So it's having that open conversation, but I think being aware of the other person's cues as well when you're having that conversation.
Yeah.
Right? If that person's getting uncomfortable or is getting what we would say frazzled or confused, it's like we have to be aware that, okay, we need to step back and just love them where they're at.
Exactly. And as an added awareness for all of us, I've not gone through the program myself, but I do know people who have, and they do focus on mindset. They do tap into some of the universal laws and cause and effect. They do take a kind of more of that holistic approach. So they are getting the benefit of that too. So trust that is there as well. And when they are ready to switch from that I am this to I am that, they will naturally do that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah, and Ginger's probably barking at a squirrel running.
Are you kidding? He's agreeing with everything we're saying.
Ginger's saying, "Oh, I'm so lucky. My humans are geniuses." All right. So, the next question, can you clarify the A, B, C type goals and how can I set a C type goal? So I was there when this question came up, and the reason we added it to the Q&A is because this person was setting a goal and then realizing that it wasn't actually a C type goal because they knew how they could get it. So how can we set up like a true C type goal?
All right. Well, first of all, let's talk about goals. Let's talk about each one of them. So the A-type goal is something you know you can do. Think if you want to buy, you already have a Hyundai Tucson and you want to buy a brand new Tucson. Well, you've already bought one, so you know exactly how to do it. So that's like an A-type goal. The B-type goal is something you think you can do. So, you set this plan in place and you know that if this happens and if this happens, the goal's going to work out. Well, the thing with the B-type goal is that there is no inspiration in it at all, right? So it's like it doesn't matter. It's not going to get you anywhere. The C-type goal is something you desire, but you have no idea on how to get it. It excites you and, really makes you, actually, let's put it this way. It excites you and it makes you want to throw up all at the same time, right? I always think too that it has to inspire you so much that every day you jump out of bed and you're like so excited about it. You can't wait to get working on it again. So that's what I think about as C-type goal. Now, just to let you know that this is really well covered in our Power of Purpose retreat. And if you don't have access to this yet, reach out to your coach and just ask them about it. Okay. One thing that you want to make sure is that when you are setting goals, you have to think about its importance, and mix in all three of these types of goals. Your C-type goal is what will motivate you, keep you moving forward. It's what will get you up in the morning. Just like I said, it inspires you. You jump out of bed and you're like, yes, another day I get to work towards my goals. I work on my goals, right? That big C-type goal. And the thing is that it doesn't matter if you don't know how to get it. It's just, if you have that burning desire and you want to take that inspired action because it's big and beautiful, then just, keep working on it. And one of the most important questions to ask yourself is, what do you truly want? So when you're thinking about that C-type goal, what do you want? What is your deepest desire? And how does it make you feel? Like when I was working on opening up a yoga studio, I really wanted it. I wanted it more than anything in the world, right? I could feel it in my gut. It's like in my heart. It's like, this is what I want. And there was ups and downs for sure, but I just held that faith. But every day I was excited about it because every day I was getting closer and closer to that C-type goal. I mean, I have other C-type goals, but at the time this was like a stepping stone goal up until my biggest goal. But so feel it here. Okay. All right.
And
do you have anything to add?
To go with that as well, like I didn't understand the concept of being excited and wanting to throw up at the same time until lately I made a step towards goal achieved. And as soon as I clicked send on that email, I got that excitement and then I felt like I was going to puke. I was like, oh my gosh. And then it was like, oh, that's what that is, right? Like that excitement. And then that, oh, crap, like, how am I going to do this? Right. But that excitement is definitely an overpowering, like it takes the power, right? It's like, it was exciting. Yeah.
Wow. I'm just going to say that's exciting to hear, Mel, and we got to chat afterwards. But that excitement, it's going to excite you and it's going to scare you at the same time. And it's going to make you want to throw up.
And that's okay.
Yes, that's okay. So of course my phone's getting low, but now we're good. All right. Next question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. When you say to write your goal out at the top of your page every morning as we start our study group, is this our goal towards what we want from study group or our big goal. And why do we do this?
All right. So we want you to start off study with writing out your goal, not for study, like for what you want to learn from study or get from study, but rather what is that C-type goal? What does that goal achieved self look like, right? And we do that because it's a reminder to come from that goal achieved self when you're entering the environment of studying. So we started off by writing our goal that inspires us, like we just talked about, right? That excites us, that scares us all at the same time. We write it out and we feel it, because there's a difference between just writing it to write it and writing it to remind yourself to, it's your cue to shift your mindset to be that goal achieved self. And now you're coming in that study space from your higher self, from your goal achieved self. Yeah, that's what I got for that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Like when I wrote out my big C-type goal, it was like long, right? There was like page and a half of it. But I don't write that out every day. I write out a shorter form of it. And yeah, it's like, what do you want from your goal achieved? It doesn't have to be like, go ahead, Mel.
It's just that trigger. It's that, that positive trigger to be like, okay, I'm coming from this person here, from who I want to be, from my goal achieved self.
Exactly. Okay, so next question. Oh, this one. All
right. So talking about masculine and feminine sides and the way our brain is divided the same. Let's say if we have body pain on our right side, does that have something to do with our masculine or feminine side?
Oh, wow.
Take it away,
so
Denise.
First, that is a big one. Okay, so it's the being, like the feminine versus the doing, which is the masculine side. The body, just remember that the body is an instrument of the mind. So our subconscious causes our body to vibrate. And if we are sick or have pain, it has to do what's going on in our subconscious. And it's the emotional mind that controls the body. Now, I do have a little bit more information here, but the pain on the right side has to do with the masculine side. Okay, so the left side and the right side of the body. So think of your yin and your yang, receiving and giving, are two sides of the same coin, really. So when one side is in balance, it actually affects the other side. And think about the right side. So the masculine side, it harnesses that masculine energy in your life, and the left side harnesses the feminine energy. So let's think about in action, the
Oh, I might have lost Denise. Denise, we lost you. Just give us a moment here. Oh no, we lost her completely. I lost Denise, and she's the one who knows the answer to this one. While we wait for her to come back, does anybody have any other questions that we can answer? So whether you're on here with us live or on Facebook, just check Facebook. All right. So we might have to come back later and have Denise continue this question, because to be honest, this is past my level of awareness. So I'll chat with Denise when I reach out to her after this, and we will get that answer to you guys. Either we'll come back on live or set it up in a recording. So if you have any other questions, put them in the chat or unmute yourself. If you're on Facebook, put it in the comments. And if not, then I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Bye, guys.